We are working on art, on something that will not only live in our time, but that others may carry on after us. Vincent van Gogh. It has been several weeks since Vincent van Gogh's painting was moved to the museum's painting conservation workshop. A comprehensive technical and technological study of the painting, carried out together with specialists from the leading research laboratories in Moscow, was completed. The next important stage in the work was the Conservation Council, which brought together specialists from major museums and conservation centers and workshops in Moscow and St. Petersburg. It was the Conservation Council that took the decision to carry out additional research and the necessary conservation and restoration work.
Given the significance of the work to be undertaken, it was essential for us to hear our colleagues' views on the research performed and the further conservation treatments to be implemented. At the last Conservation Council, we discussed the treatment program for the painting The Red Vineyards in Arles and its frame.
Being an important element of a painting's appearance, the frame creates the necessary transition from the outer to the inner space of the image. A properly selected frame has a profound aesthetic impact on the viewer, in a sense, forming the rhythm of the work. This Italian frame, carved with vegetal border in the form of large acacia leaves, was made in the 17th century, most probably in one of the regions of Italy, presumably Emilia. The painting was picked up at one of the galleries of the Parisian antique dealer Eugène Drouet, most probably at the beginning of the 20th century. In 1909, Ivan Morozov acquired the painting for his collection. The frame was specially adapted for this piece, resawn and adjusted to the size of the painting. In the middle of the sides, we can see traces of sewing which were covered with bronze paint, which was later removed. Dendrological research was required to confirm the hypothesis that the frame was created in Italy. Microscopic studies confirmed the assumption that the base of the frame was carved from poplar, the most common material of those used by craftsmen of the Apennine Peninsula for many centuries. In the next stage of research, a sample of dirt and the decorative coating was taken from the original section of the frame. The sample was further analyzed using an M-wire Mistral micro X-ray fluorescence analyzer.
We performed an examination of a sample of the gilded frame. The examination was undertaken by means of X-ray fluorescence analysis. Using this method, we identified the presence of elements such as gold, silver, copper, and zinc in this sample. This confirms our assumption that this piece, taken from the gilded frame, is a piece of frame gilded with gold leaf.
Perhaps one day, the results of the elemental composition of the gold leaf will enable us to determine where it was produced. Another interesting discovery was made by the conservators using the methods of luminescence and polarization transmission microscopy. Stratigraphic analysis of microsamples of the frame decoration has shown that during the 300 years of its existence, some parts of the frame were gilded twice in the process of alterations. During research, it was possible to clarify which materials were used in the later period. This research made it possible to choose the best treatment method. In the first phase of the work, general consolidation of the ground and the remaining gilding was carried out. Persistent surface dirt was removed with cotton swab with distilled water. Blackened restoration layers of varnish in paintings and retouches from the frame's lifetime were removed with cotton swabs and specially selected solvents. Structural cracks and large chips were repaired with the restoration gesso, carefully leveled and polished to the level of the gilding. Using watercolor paints, retouches were made to match the overall tone of the frame. In the final phase of the work, The frame was coated with a protective varnish.
The treatments have been completed. The frame has been reinforced, the original gilding has been cleared, and minor losses have been repaired and retouched. When the conservation of the painting is completed, it will be mounted into the frame under plexiglass with a back so that the painting can be exhibited.